Now let us talk about dams. What are dams? We all know that the dams are water reservoirs which store water. But what is the thing necessary that we seek to build dams? So, here is the answer that we know large dams are not only used for storage purpose of water and not just for irrigation, but large dams are used for generation of electricity. Students, we have learned this in chapter number 14, sources of energy. We learned about hydropower plants. Hydropower plants convert the potential energy of falling water into electricity. So, there we learned how the stored water is used for generation of electricity. So, dams are not just used for storage of water but also to generate electricity. We also know about canal system. Canal system leading from these dams can transfer large amounts of water over great distances. So, to transfer water at great distances, long distances, canal systems are used. So, from dams, these canal systems are connected and the water from them are transferred to canals, and canals will transfer this water to long distances. Let us take an example of the Indira Gandhi Canal. This Indira Gandhi Canal is the best example as it has brought greenery to considerable areas of Rajasthan. But on the other hand, it has disadvantages also. The mismanagement of the water has largely led to the benefits of being cornered by a few people, which means there was no equal distribution of water. And that is why people close to the source, close to the water source, can grow water intensive crops like sugarcane. These crops need more water. So these type of people who are having their fields nearer to the water source can grow this type of water intensive crops like sugarcane and rice because they have very nearer water sources, so they can use more water, and as a result they can grow this type of crops. But the people who are farther away, they do not get any water, so there was no equal distribution of water. So these people who were not getting any water, they were promised that they will get some benefits. But the benefits they did not get. Benefits never arrived. And added to discontentment among the people who have been displaced by the buildings of the dam and its canal network. We know that the reason of opposition to construction of large dams, and we know the example of the Tehri Dam on the river Ganga. There is another example also. You must have read about the Narmada Bachao Andolan, which means Save the Narmada movement. And what it was about? It was about raising the height of the Sardar Sarovar Dam on the river Narmada. Criticism about large dams address three problems in particular. So now we will learn the three problems which you will remember. First one, social problems. Why? Because they displace large number of peasants and tribals. Who are peasants? They are the persons who are poor agriculture laborers. So they brought without adequate compensation or rehabilitation, which means the local people were not given adequate, which means satisfactory compensation. Compensation means something, mainly typically money given to someone in recognition of loss of suffering. We have seen that many people were not getting water. As a result, they were not able to grow any crops, and they were promised that they will be given some benefits, but they were not given any adequate compensation or rehabilitations. What does it mean by rehabilitation? That is the action of restoring something that has been damaged to its former condition. So that thing, restoring of their farming, was not done. So there were social problems. So this is the first problem. Then second problem, that is economic problems. Why did economic problems arrive? Because they have swollen up huge amount of public money without the generation of proportionate benefits, which means they have taken the money of local people and without generation of proportionate advantages. Proportionate advantages means what? Equal, correct in amount to something else. Okay, so there were economic problems because it was not done equally. The sharing was not in correct amount. And the third problem was environmental problem. Why? Because this was the result of deforestation and the loss of biological diversity. So here we have learned three types of problems: social problems, economic problems, and environmental problems. We also learned the reasons of these three types of problems. The people who have been displaced by various development projects are largely poor tribals who did not get any kind of benefits by this type of large development projects. And their land and their farms were taken away from them. Also, the forest without adequate compensation, without any reward given to them in recognition of their land and forest. The oustees. What is the meaning of oustee? Oustee is a person removed from his place of residence to make big projects. So, the oustees of the Tawa Dam. So, wherever this was constructed, the local people, the oustees, were promised certain things. benefits. And this Tawa Dam was built in 1970. Still, these people, the local people, are fighting for the benefits they were promised. So, this is all about the dams.